It will be years before that project becomes a reality. If it goes as planned, the journey to Proxima b will take about 20 quite a few instances over the years. And it doesn't surprise me. I mean, again, it wasn't the kind of silence that comes when the room goes still. It wasn't the hush before a storm or the quiet of snowfall blanketing the world. This silence was different. It lived out there across light years of emptiness in the vast black ocean between the stars. And suddenly it was broken, not by sound, but by sight. There it was. After decades of searching, years of planning, and a telescope built on the very edge of human ingenuity, we finally saw it. Not imagined, not simulated. We saw it. The clearest image of Proxima b, an actual world orbiting the closest star to our Sun, captured in full stunning detail by the James Webb Space Telescope. And in that moment, the cosmos didn't feel so far away anymore. It's hard to explain what it's like to see a planet you've only ever known as a distant blip. For years, Proxima b was little more than a hopeful whisper in scientific circles. A rocky planet maybe a little bigger than Earth, circling a faint red star just over 4 light-years away. It was always there, hiding in the glare of its parent sun, dancing just out of reach behind walls of dust and radiation. We studied its stars wobble. We watched the flickering patterns. We guessed, we theorized, we painted pictures of what might be. But now we don't have to guess anymore. What the Webb telescope revealed isn't just a smudge or silhouette. It's a world, a real one. A place with texture and contrast with light and shadow. The image shows a surface that seems carved by time. Dark ridges, illuminated slopes, soft gradients stretching between. You look at it and feel that strange haunting recognition. The sense that somewhere out there, nature followed a rhythm not unlike our own. It's alien, yes, but not unfamiliar. And it doesn't stop there. When the image came through, refined and reconstructed through layers of thermal and infrared data, what we saw wasn't just land. There were signs, whispers in the light, subtle patterns in temperature, in brightness, variations that hinted at something moving, something shifting. There might be clouds, maybe even weather. That surface isn't just frozen rock baked by an angry sun. It's dynamic. It's alive in its own quiet way. Scientists stared at that image, stunned, not just because of its clarity, but because of what it implied. They saw warmth spread across the planet more evenly than expected. They saw what could be the telltale shimmer of a thin atmosphere clinging to the surface. And in the line between light and dark, the twilight strip that circles the planet like a halo, they found something beautiful. A temperate zone. A place that's neither scorched by day nor frozen by night. A place where maybe, just maybe, conditions are right for something more. It's strange how an image can do that. How it can quietly shift the way we see our place in the universe. One day you're looking up at the night sky and seeing nothing but specks of light. The next you realize one of those specks has land, air, weather. That it has a surface that sunlight touches and shadows fall across. That it has geography, maybe even history. And as the image spread, the question became inescapable. If this is Proxima b, what else is out there? In the days that followed the release, people began staring at the image for hours, letting their eyes adjust to what it meant. Not just what it showed, but what it whispered about possibility, about time, about us. This wasn't science fiction anymore. This wasn't an artist painting drawn from equations and hope. This was a real photograph, a snapshot of another world, one that orbits a sun we'll never feel on our skin on a planet we may never walk. Yet something in our bones responded to it like it was already a part of us. Astronomers looked closer. They broke down the wavelengths of light, read the fine lines of Proxima b's heat signature like ancient script. There were hints, faint, fleeting, but impossible to ignore, of hydrated minerals, of rock that had once touched water. No glimmering oceans, not yet, but maybe vapor in the atmosphere, maybe clouds that drift and break, maybe even rain. But what caught their breath wasn't just the science. It was the resilience. Proxima b orbits a volatile star, one that flares violently, often, and without warning. For years, scientists thought such flares would blast away any atmosphere, strip a planet bare, leave it sterile and silent. But this new image suggests something different. It suggests that Proxima b is holding on. Maybe it's the atmosphere itself, clinging to rock like a last breath. Maybe it's a magnetic field, invisible and protective, warding off the worst of the star's fury. Or maybe it's something else entirely. A trick of evolution, a planetary balance we've never seen before. Either way, it changes everything. It tells us that even in the harshest corners of the galaxy, there might be shelter, there might be life, and then there's the twilight. Proxima b, like many planets close to small stars, may be tidally locked. One side always facing its sun, the other forever in darkness. For a long time, that idea seemed to close the door on habitability. One side scorched, the other frozen, no place to live, no chance to grow. But the new image shattered that idea. Along the edge where light meets shadow, there's a soft band, a middle ground, a region of balance. Scientists call it the Terminator line, but in this image, it doesn't look like a boundary. It looks like a beginning. A place where warmth gently fades into cool. Where the planet breathes in slow cycles. This could be the place where conditions are just right. Not too hot, not too cold, just possible. And that more than anything may be the real gift of this image. Not just proof that the planet exists. Not just evidence of land or air, but the realization that even in the strangest systems, in the harshest star fields, there might be balance. There might be life clinging on in the margins, in the twilight. And it's not just about Proxima b anymore. If we can see this clearly across for light years of space, then what's next? Webb has opened a window, one that doesn't just peer into deep time, but into nearby worlds, into other homes. This image isn't the end of a journey. It's the start of 1,000 new ones. Each pixel a question. Each shadow a mystery. And for the first time, we're not just guessing. We're witnessing. As the image of Proxima b settled into the world's consciousness, something remarkable began to happen. People who had never cared for astronomy found themselves searching for the distant red star in the night sky. Children pointed upward and asked their parents, "Is that the one with the planet?" And for a moment, the distance didn't matter. The 4 light years between us and Proxima b felt like a gap we might someday cross. Not with ships or engines just yet, but with imagination, with wonder, with a deep and persistent ache to know more. This wasn't just a scientific victory. It was a human one. Because we didn't launch James Webb just to see deeper. We launched it to understand, to find our place. And in the contours of a rocky planet so far away, we found a reflection of ourselves. A reminder that Earth is not alone in being real, tangible, and beautiful. That other worlds exist not just in stories, but in measurable, observable space. For decades, we looked at stars and dreamed of what orbited them. We drew maps of imagined worlds, painted skies we'd never seen. But now, with this one image, we step across the line that separates fiction from fact. We have seen another Earth-like planet. Not just inferred, not just estimated, but seen. And once you see, you can't go back. Suddenly, the idea of interstellar travel doesn't feel like a fantasy. It feels inevitable. Not tomorrow, not next year, but someday. Someday someone may stand on the surface of that planet or another like it. They may breathe air shaped by an alien sky. They may walk beneath a red sun casting shadows that we can only dream of now. But it starts here with this image. With the moment we looked at a new world not as a question but as a reality. For the scientists who have worked tirelessly for this moment, it is the culmination of decades. For the engineers who crafted mirrors so perfect they could catch the heat of a distant planet. It is a triumph of precision. For the poets and dreamers, it is proof that the stories we've told may not be stories after all. Proxima b is no longer just a theory orbiting in silence. It's a world with structure, with weather, with the possibility of history etched into its rocks. We don't know yet what it holds. We don't know if it has oceans or wind or life looking back at us through some unimaginable lens, but we know it's there. We know it's real. And that changes us. The stars, once cold and unreachable, now feel warm with promise. The night sky isn't just a canopy of light. It's a map of destinations. With every discovery, with every image, we step closer to understanding the cosmos, not as a distant mystery, but as a vast neighborhood we're only just beginning to explore. So maybe this moment won't be remembered just for what we saw. Maybe it will be remembered for how it made us feel. For the awe, the stillness, the surge of possibility. For the quiet knowledge that somewhere, just beyond the reach of our voice, another world turns beneath a foreign sun. Waiting to be known, waiting to be reached. And now, finally, we see it.